Welcome to the second episode of the SG1 Wrestling Podcast. It is I, Tyler, again with Noah.
What's going on, guys?
And I think we just got to start this right away with the shocking news that we're going to get a title versus title match. At least that's what we think it's going to be between Cody and Logan Paul.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's been confirmed, but they're teasing it a lot. Cody's talking about having two belts. And honestly, I don't know what the direction is, but there's probably a swerve or something in there. I don't really know what direction they could take it, but I don't think Cody would beat Logan to win the title. Maybe there's a DQ involved. I'm not too sure exactly what they're going to do, but it's definitely interesting.
One thing I could see them doing is having Logan Paul have some fine print in the contract where he's like, no, it was only for Cody's belt. So like, it says it right here for title, not titles.
Yeah,
so
that'd be good.
Like that.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could see them though wanting to make Cody Rhodes a Grand Slam champion. I mean, that's something that, especially the last 5, 6, 7 years, they've made a big deal being a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah,
so you want your top star to be that.
Yeah, they definitely made more of a thing. They've definitely talked about it more. I guess, The Miz was the 2-time Grand Slam champion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I could see that, but it'll be interesting. I guess they couldn't really find a heel that was ready to face Cody besides an AJ rematch, but I think we might be getting that down the line again. So it's definitely gonna be a good match. So maybe Cody can keep up his 5-star match streak. So,
and you just brought it up. I was gonna bring it up next. Cody versus AJ was given 5 stars by Dave Meltzer. What do you think about that? Do you think it was purely a 5-star in the ring match, or do you think the crowds would make it a 5-star match?
So the way Meltzer kind of said it, he said that it was a better match than the Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania. And he gave that one, I think, 4.75. So he gave this one 5 stars. So I agree with kind of the way he thought about it. I probably would have gave it 4.75, but I mean, shout out to Meltzer for giving him 5 stars. If anybody deserves it, it's Cody and AJ. They're kicking butt right now.
I honestly think that the Roman Cody match in the ring, even before all of the shenanigans and John Cena's, The Rock, Undertaker, all of that, I think that was a 5-star match in the ring as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's kind of underlooked. But I thought this was more of a 4.5, 4.75 maybe. But I thought the crowd really elevated it.
Yeah, I was thinking I would probably flip them and have this one 4.75 and then the Mania one 5. But either way, both great matches.
Speaking of great matches, Randy Orton versus AJ Styles, the King of the Ring tournament. It was a pretty good match. I mean, these two have some pretty good chemistry together, so it's going to be a 4-star match at the worst anytime they're in the ring together. Because you always have the threat of the phenomenal forearm into an RKO. I mean, you saw it on this fight where, AJ hit a phenomenal forearm, and there was no RKO.
Yeah, and Randy kicked. Yep, or he grabbed the rope, I think.
It was kind of a botch. I'm pretty sure it was, because he went to grab the rope and kind of kicked out his leg at the same time to reach for the rope. So
either way, yeah, I thought it was a good match. I feel like the main thing with the television matches is the commercials kind of break them up, and so that kind of hurts it. But definitely for the stuff we've seen, definitely really good. I thought Randy was so over. With the fans singing, that's really cool to see. Yeah, it's definitely rubbing off on the American crowd, so you like to see that.
Oh, for sure. You know what? But you know what else is cool to see? It's cool to see him and Carmelo Hayes beat Baron Corbin. I mean, Baron Corbin was really good in this match too. And not just from an in-ring perspective, he also had a better showing. He looked like a bigger star than when he was before. He mentioned in a promo before the match how he went back to NXT to find himself. Was he a king? Was he a constable? Was he happy? Was he sad? And I really like that promo from him as well. And I think he and Hayes went and had a really good match at SmackDown. And I'm glad they put this match on SmackDown. I would have rather them had all the matches on SmackDown. But I'm glad from a booking perspective, it made sense for the matches to be on SmackDown that were, and LA Knight versus Escobar to not be on SmackDown, because that was kind of the most known match. Like everyone knew it was going to happen probably in LA Knight versus Escobar. I mean,
Yeah,
I think we also all knew that Randy was going to be AJ, but that's a main event match. That's you got to have that one on TV.
yeah. I feel like Corbin honestly looked better than Hayes, honestly, and that shouldn't be too surprising. Corbin's a seasoned veteran at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see him back on TV. I think he can be like a good utility person on SmackDown where they can plug him in, and he doesn't necessarily have to be a face or a heel, but he can just, kind of be his normal self. And that's the main thing is keeping Corbin being himself and not being some goofy character. And that's kind of where the fans kind of rubbed the fans the wrong way. It was just so goofy with he was rubbing dog food in Roman's face, and it's just go away heat. So it's good to see him in a good light. He was like dapping up the fans and stuff, and they were
Mm-hmm.
had a good reception, so it was cool. And then obviously good to have Carmelo Hayes. He's just going to keep getting better. I'm excited to see more of him. I haven't seen as much of him as I wanted to, just because I don't watch NXT as much. But yeah, I'm excited to see him.
For sure.
Who's he
He's
facing next round?
next round he faces Randy Orton.
Oh yeah, that's going to be nuts.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely going to be great.
Yep.
Randy's probably going to win that match.
Yeah, and that's fine. Even if it's an
Which
upset, like that'd be crazy.
makes me think, are they going to do Randy versus Tama Tonga rematch, though? They could have
Yeah, yeah.
because is LA Knight, as of like in the past hour, beat Santos Escobar at the house show.
Yep.
So we're getting LA Knight versus Tama Tonga.
That's gonna be a good
I
match.
honestly don't know who's going to win these matches.
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to have some interference in these matches because I feel like they don't want Tama Tonga to lose clean or LA Knight to lose clean. And I don't think they do LA Knight versus Randy Orton. I mean, they could face versus face, but
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah. I
know.
think Triple H has done a good job of not booking himself into a corner. It's
Yeah, sure.
realistic for a lot of these guys to win. Even like anybody in the final 8 can probably win the tournament besides Kofi or Ray because they have to face Gunther. But
Mhm.
anybody could realistically win. Like Ilya could pull off an upset on Gunther, realistically.
He's beaten
We've
before.
seen it. We've seen it before. Yeah.
Mhm. But the final match that we haven't talked about yet, Tama Tonga versus Angelo Dawkins. Dawkins being a replacement from Bobby Lashley. I was really maybe one of the best near falls I've seen when Montez Ford took out Solo Sikoa and Tonga Loa from the top rope, which then allowed Angelo Dawkins to hit a spine buster onto Tama Tonga. And that was a really good near fall. I was genuinely thinking, wait, this is over.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
Dawkins is really good. And I feel like we also forget that because this was also it was kind of a squash, like it wasn't a squash match, it was a really short
Shorter
match.
match. Yeah.
So it kind of feels more like a squash. But Dawkins is better than we give him credit for. Because I know we
Yeah.
all pointed towards Montez as being like, yeah, he's gonna break away. He's gonna be the Michaels and Dawkins with the Genetti. But I could definitely see Angelo getting some type of once they finally split this tag team, which doesn't seem like they're gonna do for a while. I see both of
Yeah.
them having single success.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Dawkins is super underrated. Always he's pretty athletic, and he's big. So he's always going to be fun in matches. And Tamatonga's just, I don't know, he's just kind of got some aggressiveness that not a lot of people in WWE have. So it's nice to have him too. I think we could see like I don't know what the Tama Tonga and Leoa tag team name is. I forgot what it's called, but they could definitely face the Street Profits. I could see that being a tag team match down the line.
Gorillas of Destruction, right?
I think
God.
that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that being a tag team program, and even Bobby coming in, Bobby versus Solo. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Fatu also maybe coming in soon.
Yep.
But Tomatonga's finisher kind of doesn't do it. It feels like he should have more
Yeah.
of a destructive finisher. It's like
Yeah.
it's called the side effect, right?
Yeah.
That's what Truth called it, or I know Truth did the move. I can't remember, but That doesn't feel like the move of someone who's supposed to be a powerhouse, like everyone in the bloodline is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I kind
Maybe
of
they
hope.
could add something to it. You know, they can always do
Didn't
something.
he have Randy's cutter like Randy did back when he was in New Japan?
Potentially. I don't know.
It may have been low. I don't think it was Tonga Low. I'm pretty sure it was Tonga, who
Yeah.
his finisher was a cutter over there, which they don't really let anyone do that here in WWE with Randy here.
No.
So
Only Cody.
yeah, and his is from the rope, so the Cody cutter at least it's
Yeah.
different enough to sell it, so it's not the same as RKO.
Yeah.
But I think another great match, Jade versus Piper Niven in the Queen of the Ring. I feel like these women had a really better. I think the women's matches on this show were better than on Raw. What do
Yeah.
you?
I liked Io Natalia on Raw, but
Mm-hmm,
definitely I agree. I don't know. I just feel like Piper needs more time in the ring. Like she was a big star on the Indies. I know they always rave about her in-ring ability, so it's good to see her showcase it. And I think she made Jade look really good. Like it's
yeah,
not often that big people sell too much, but the way Piper was bumping around for Jade definitely made her look really good.
I think Naomi and Nia Jax was also a really good match. Nia Jax since returning has been a pleasant surprise because I know when she returned at the Rumble in 2023, I think it was, everyone was groaning, and then she was away for a while. Then she actually came back last year or the beginning of this year.
I think it was this year.
Yeah, maybe in the beginning of this year. And she's had some good matches with Becky Lynch. She had a good match with Liv Morgan. She had a good match with Rhea Ripley in Elimination Chamber. She just had a good match with Naomi, where she ended up picking up the victory. So I think I'm really happy that she's had good matches and kind of proving haters wrong.
Yeah, it's good. It's like she's improved too. It's not like she was good back then and we just hated on her, you know. She
Mm-hmm.
definitely is so much like she's a lot better. She's definitely found her character. She's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
Karen, you know, kind of not like Chelsea Green. She's more of like a bullying Karen, but yeah, she's definitely
Yeah.
been good. I think she could be a contender for to win the whole tournament. You know, I could see her getting the crown and all that.
Actually, speaking of that, I have the
Yeah,
bracket
put
right
the
here.
bracket.
Um, Bianca Belair versus Candice LeRae. This is kind of just a squash. They did a good job selling Bianca's leg.
Yeah. Yeah,
They
she
had
was selling it a lot.
Mhm. They had
That's
B
like
they
a
had they had Indy target the leg for her outside the ring. So at least it shows that they still have character for him, and that it's not just a squash.
yeah. And
Because
that
as
could
long
lead
as
into the next match too, because
because
Tiffy and her, you know.
Tiffany Stratton beat Meech in last 30 minutes an hour of this making again. So of
Yep,
the house super show. I'm not sure where that super show is, but those fans got a good house show.
for sure.
Um, so who do you think is so Jade Cargill's probably gonna? I think Cargill will beat Nia, right?
I don't know.
They've been
I
building
guess
to this since the Rumble.
yeah, I guess that would make sense. I could
Mm-hmm.
see Nia winning too if
Yeah.
it would have to be like, I don't know, I could see her like cheating maybe. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
Jade would lose clean.
They could have. I think Piper and Niven, or Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. Chelsea could be upset that Piper lost, and they're a
Yeah,
tag team, and then they come out and distract Cargill, and that sets up a tag team feud with her and Bianca,
yeah. Yeah, I could see
which
that.
could also bleed into the Belair versus Tiffany Stratton match.
Yep.
But I mean, you don't want to get too repetitive, but you don't want Cargill to lose clean to Nia Jax already.
Yeah, that's true. They're definitely
So
gonna have her body slammer.
yeah, definitely. And then kind of just discussed that with Tiffy versus Bianca. I mean, they're not gonna have Bianca lose clean to Tiffy. But do you think they do Tiffy versus Nia Jax to determine who would face the winner of the Raw side?
Uh, I could see it. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. It just I feel like one of Bianca and Cargill will probably win. I would, if not both. You know.
Knowing WWE, they'll probably have Cargill win.
Yeah.
She is the new thing, and it's like they don't want her to lose.
Her
So
and
I think
Tiffy would be
Tiffy will
like a
be
big time matchup too.
Yeah, Tiffy versus Cargill.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, they could just push Jade straight to the moon. But I think Queen Tiffy would be pretty good right there.
Yeah. It just kind of depends on what they want to do with the Money in the Bank too. That's kind of it for both men's and the
Yeah,
women's brackets. Like the Money in the Bank winner is gonna probably lose in the Queen or King of the Ring.
that's
So
true.
say like Gunther or Tiffy is like runner up, people don't need to freak out.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank's in a few weeks or a few months.
Oh, I didn't even. You just brought up a good point about Gunther being Money in the Bank, and it just raised an idea in my head. I didn't really see Gunther as a Mr. Money in the Bank, but now he's had more of a cheating side with Ludwig Kaiser the past 2 weeks,
Yeah,
attacking his opponents in the legs and
that
stuff.
is true. That is true.
So it's kind of a character change. Like they were already technically the heels,
Yeah. It
but it was a I'm just gonna beat you.
was
But
an
now it's like,
honorable heel. Yep.
yeah, now it's just a I'm doing whatever it takes to win since
Yeah.
losing to Sammy. So
Switch to the
now I
men's
could see
bracket.
him winning the Money in the Bank.
Can you show the men's bracket?
Oh no, I couldn't find the men's
Oh,
bracket. There was
okay.
no updated version of it. I wish there
Gotcha.
was,
Gotcha.
but yeah, I got it from a Twitter account, and this
I
was
know
from
Gunther's facing the winner of Ray and Kofi though. That'll be a good match.
which will probably be Kofi,
Yeah.
which we discussed on this last podcast.
In
You
the
should everyone go
storyline.
watch it.
Yeah.
But anything else from the King of the Ring men or women's side you want to bring up?
Um. No, I think that's it. We covered pretty much everything.
Alrighty. Well, it's time to go back to our match guessing game, we'll call it. Last week, I got both of my questions in 10. He got one of his in 10 and didn't get the other one. So we'll say it's 1-0 me.
Yep.
But this week, it's probably more advantage to him. We're doing, to Noah, I should say. We're doing an AEW version, just any AEW match, pay-per-views only. And last time, you guessed first. So how about this time I guess first?
Yep. Sounds good.
Let me remove the Queen of the Ring bracket. I'll keep track of, I guesses on the notes. Bang.
Cool.
It's just notes. So I guess I'll start right away with my first question being: Was this a world title match?
It was not.
Was not a world title match. Okay. Was this match 2022 to now?
Yes.
2022 to now. Okay. That's my second question. Does this match have a former world champion in it?
Yes.
Yes, former world champion. Okay. 2022 now, former world champion in it. Okay, so did this match happen since 2023 or 2024?
I believe it was last year. So
I believe it's last year.
2023.
You can double check if you want. Do you need double check or do you?
Nah, I'm pretty sure it was last year.
Okay. It was a non-title match. That was my
Yep.
third question. Okay. Did this match have John Moxley in it?
It does not.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say it did. Did this match happen at AEW Revolution?
It did not.
No. Okay. So it was later in the year. Did this match have Kenny Omega in it?
It did.
Okay. Ooh, what was Kenny doing before he got injured? I kind of forget. Was this match at Wembley?
It was not.
Oh no, I don't remember his matches. Was this a one-on-one match?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Was this at Forbidden Door?
It was not. I think that's
Okay.
your last one.
Yes. So this I have to guess right here. Who did Kenny Omega face in 2023?
It was a great match.
It was in between. So it had to be in between Revolution and Forbidden Door. Because there was no pay-per-view before Revolution.
Yeah, there's none.
So it's after. Okay, because I was assuming because of how you were like guessing is like was it 2023? So after
I said it wasn't at Forbidden Door, Revolution, or All In.
okay. What other pay-per-view could it have been at? Let's go wide. So one-on-one match had to be with another AEW wrestler. I can probably just guess here. I don't know it because there was a time because I watched Revolution, which was main evented by Danielson MJF,
Yep.
and then I kind of skipped a lot until Full Gear.
Yeah.
Was it?
It's in between there.
Yeah. So who would he have faced? Because was he a babyface or a heel after that?
He was a face.
Oh, well, you didn't have to. Okay. So he probably faced a heel then.
Yeah.
Was it versus? I'm just gonna guess Takeshita.
Yep, that's it.
Let's go.
It's Takeshita at All Out.
Oh my goodness.
It was a great match. You need to go back and watch it if you
I
haven't seen
do.
it.
I love Takeshita. He's one of my favorite in
Dude,
AEW.
he's top 3 for me in AEW for sure.
His match versus Osprey was amazing. I don't.
Yeah.
He was just the only name coming to head. Like I was thinking, it had to be against the Don Callis family. They're the biggest heel group.
Yeah.
And you said it was a great match.
Yeah. So they beat Kenny. It was like a trios match, but Takeshita pinned him at Wembley, and then a week later they had All Out, and they pinned him in the 1v1 match.
I forget that All Out was literally a week after.
Yeah.
Wembley.
It's interesting. They're doing it again this year.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it, but
I think we have Labor Day like the day after, so I'm okay with it.
Okay. Let's see. Which match do I want to do first? Let's do this one. Alrighty. Are you ready?
Yep.
Right, let me get it. So I got it in 10 guesses. And you also gave me a little bit of hints, but we'll say 10, whatever.
Yeah.
Alrighty. What is your first question?
Is this a multi-person match?
No.
Okay. Does this match have normal 1v1 rules?
Can you clarify what you mean by normal 1v1 rules?
Just like standard one-on-one?
No. Okay, no. Okay. Well, so it's like no DQ. I mean, you mean DQ, some count outs and stuff like that. Just one. You just mean it's a 1v1 match?
Yeah.
Then yes.
So it is a 1v1 match, or
it's a 1v1 match? Yes.
Okay. But it doesn't have a stip.
Was that your question?
My question is, does it have a stipulation, basically?
It does have a stipulation.
Okay.
That was your third question. Okay.
Gotcha. Is this match a ladder match?
It is not a ladder match.
Okay.
That's your fourth question.
Is this pre? Let me try to word it right. Is this pre All In?
What do you mean? Like which All In? Wembley?
2023.
So before 2023 Wembley?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Does this match have Jon Moxley?
It does.
Okay.
You got 3 questions left in your guess.
Was this match at I'm trying to think what...
Oh, by the way, we get 10 questions each, and then we have to guess. You can guess in those, but if you guess during those 10, if you guess an answer, that's your guess. That makes the question.
Yeah. So you only get one guess. Okay. Was this at like during the pandemic?
It was.
Okay. I think I have a guess.
Okay.
Does this match involve Kenny Omega?
It does involve Kenny Omega.
Is this Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega in an exploding barbed wire death match?
Well, there's no real explosion in it, but I'll give you the credit for it.
It was very underwhelming. I can't lie.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That was probably the worst AEW pay-per-view I remember, but it was COVID, so I'll give him a pass, honestly.
That was, I think, the second AEW pay-per-view I ever watched. I had a bad streak of bad AEW when I chose to watch AEW, because that was like the second one I watched. I think I watched the first one. But
yeah, Double or Nothing. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, but then the second one I didn't watch until that Revolution 2021, which was bad. Yeah. Then I didn't watch. No, Okay, no, I also watched Revolution 23, which was good. But then the next one I watched was the end of the year, which was 2023 end of the year, which was World's End,
Yeah, that's the
which
one
was
with the
pretty
devil.
bad.
Yeah, I liked the devil stuff. It's just when everybody got injured, it was just screwed. They
Yeah.
screwed it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give them credit for it. So you got yours at 9, I got mine at 10, so you're up right now.
Cool.
So I guess this is my second one now.
Yep.
My first question, is this a men's match?
It is.
Okay. Is this a one-on-one match?
It is.
I was tempted to put a 4-on-4 match because it seems like at every AEW pay-per-view, there's at least one of them.
At least.
Which we'll get onto that actually later on because there's another one that's scheduled.
Yep.
But okay, so it's a one-on-one match. Was this for a world title?
It was.
Oh, okay. Is this 2022 to now?
It was not.
Okay. Pre-2022. Was this 2021?
It was not.
So 2020, 2019. Was Chris Jericho in this match?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's one match I have. It's one-on-one match. But I don't think you do that one. I don't really know his title defenses. But there's a couple obvious choices. Was this 2020?
I believe it was not.
Okay. Was his opponent at the first 2019 Double or Nothing?
Yes.
On the card?
Yep.
Okay, I got one more question. Is his opponent? No. Is his opponent active in AEW today?
He is not.
It's not. Okay. So I'm trying to think. Would you give me the first title match between Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho?
I would consider Kenny Omega active in AEW.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's just injured.
Okay. Well, that makes me think it might be Cody Rhodes versus Chris Jericho. I'm pretty sure they had a match. Who else would he have faced back then that's not active in AEW? Because is there anyone in Japan or... I'm just going to guess it. Chris Jericho, Cody Rhodes.
That was it. And that was the match that MJF turned on Cody.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a good one.
Well, this one better than I thought it would. I didn't think I'd get both of them.
Yeah, I didn't want to do anything like too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the Cody one was kind of, I don't know, I just thought it was cool.
Good one. Especially like now looking back at it, he's in WWE now. It's kind of crazy.
Right.
A year later, or
well,
not a year later, 2 years later, 2.5, I guess.
And that match, they booked himself, like the stipulation was if Cody lost, he could never win the AEW championship. So it makes you think
that
maybe
match.
Maybe he was like planning the whole time. Like he was always going back to WWE. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I knew he had that stipulation on one of his matches. I didn't know if it was against Jericho or Moxley or Omega. But that's pretty cool, actually.
Yep.
Interesting stipulation. Glad that didn't happen in WWE.
Yeah, that would have sucked.
It really would have.
Imagine he lost to The Rock again or Roman again.
Yeah, that was it. Guess he'd have to go to New Japan to finish his story.
Right.
Then TNA, which he already won the TNA title, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
I would not have gone well. But alrighty, it's time for your last match.
My turn. Ready? Yes.
You have to get this one. If you get this correct, you win.
Okay.
So what is your first guess? Our first question.
Okay. Is this match have only AEW originals in the match?
What are AEW originals?
People who are like homegrown AEW.
So like since 2019, both of them have been in AEW?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Does this match have any of the pillars in it?
Just to clarify, the pillars are Jungle Boy,
Jungle Boy, Darby,
MJF,
MJF,
and
and who am I forgetting?
Ricky Starks, right?
No, Jungle Boy, Darby, MJF, and Sammy Guevara.
Yeah. No.
Gotcha. Okay. Is this match for a title?
It is not.
Okay. Is this match straight up 1v1?
It's a one-on-one match.
Okay. Does this match have Bryan Danielson?
It does not.
Dang.
You got 3 questions left.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get like a time frame. Does this match have CM Punk in it?
It does not.
Oh dang! I thought I was gonna get one.
Ooh. This is one of my favorite AEW matches.
Okay. Is this match in the last 2 years?
Yes, it is. You got one more question.
Okay. Did this match receive 5 stars or more from
It
Dave
did.
Meltzer?
I'm pretty sure it did. Let me double check real quick. Dave Meltzer. Can't see through my glasses, right?
Nope. No peeking.
It was.
Okay.
One more question.
Was this match at Forbidden Door?
It was not.
Okay.
This match. So, I'll give you another hint because you gave me a hint on the first one. This match was in 2023.
Okay. And it was 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't at Forbidden Door, so it wasn't Kenny Omega versus Ospreay.
No. Non-title match as well.
Non-title match. No Danielson.
No Danielson.
Is this Swerve Strickland versus Adam Hangman Page in the death match?
It is that exact match.
Yep. Nice.
This is the match that got me back into AEW.
Dude, that match was brutal.
It was. So I saw the scene of, I don't even know if we could say this on YouTube, of him drinking fruit punch from Hangman. And I was like, okay, I have to see this. This happened on AEW. This wasn't GCW. This wasn't ECW from 1999. And so I was like, I got to watch that. I watched it because then that's how I watched the next pay-per-view, Winter or World's End.
World's End, yeah.
Yeah. That's the match that got me back into it. So that was pretty fitting. Because the whole rest of this show was going to be about AEW.
Yep.
And the first thing we want to talk about, another one of my favorites in AEW, I think everyone's favorites in AEW, Orange Cassidy, because the best friends are splitting apart.
Yeah.
Split.
And they said that Chuck, like, legit might not be able to wrestle again. So he's been being trained as a backstage producer. And they said that on the show. I think it was last week. And I thought it was a work at first, and I didn't think that was for real, but apparently that's for real. So, and then Trent and Orange had a crazy match on Dynamite, and they ended the match with Orange rolling him up, and then after Trent pile drove him on steel steps, and then kind of like did the like teeter totter under the ring and messed him up pretty bad. So yeah, it's getting pretty ugly with that feud. It's getting personal. So it's always good to see. You know, AEW diving into more personal issues. They're normally more work rates, so it's kind of cool to see a different side.
He was they had a backstage brawl last week, right?
Yeah, they had the parking lot brawl. That was Chuck's last match, and apparently they planned for that to be his last match. So it's a good way to go out. That's kind of like the Best Friends Legacy. They had like a crazy parking lot brawl with Proud and Powerful a couple years ago. So
And wasn't it given 5 stars?
yep, yeah. I don't think the
Okay.
most recent one was, but the first one
Yeah,
was. So
no.
that's kind of what it was inspired off of.
Yeah. This is gonna be interesting because it's rare that this week has been storylines more for AEW than WWE.
Yeah, and at
It's
AEW, like a lot of the times they'll put their top guys in matches, and this week they were more doing promos and stuff. So I think that helped a little bit advance the stories.
Mhm.
But talking about a little bit of story with Orange, he's been like being helped by Don Callis and stuff like every week. So they're kind of
Hmm.
planting the seeds with that. So that's an interesting pairing. Like I would never expect them
Then
to put
no.
Orange Cassidy with Don Callis. So maybe we'll see a different side of Orange come soon.
You think they could have an opportunity to push Orange past his comedy-ish gimmick, maybe be a legitimate contender for a world title one day?
Yeah, I think they definitely plan on it
Mhm.
because I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think he's
No.
trying to jump to WWE. So he's one of their more loyal guys. So I could definitely see him winning down the road. But I think Tony Khan, the way he's kind of setting it up, is he's promising a lot of the young guys that they're going to be the future, and he's putting all his stuff, all of his eggs in the Swerve, Osprey, Kenny Omega
Mhm.
basket for right now until the next guys are ready to come up and take their spot, like Takeshka and
Mhm.
Daniel Garcia, Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, etc. So
Yeah, for sure, because it would be interesting to see how they could push Orange to a world title scene because it feels like no matter what, he's going to be over.
yeah,
It's just making it serious enough to where he can be a world title. Do you think he
yeah,
could do that as a face, or would it need to be as a heel with like the Don Callis family?
yeah. Maybe that would help him get over the top, just because he doesn't speak. So maybe putting him with Don Callis, and Don Callis is one of the probably the best talker in AEW. So putting him with him honestly would probably do better for him, maybe in a main event program style. You know, the babyface stuff works for normal 1v1 mid card title, but
Hmm.
whenever you get in the top feuds at the top of the card, you're gonna have to talk. So yeah, I think maybe putting him with Don Callis could definitely raise his stock a lot.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But moving on to the next more storyline stuff. I know you're really interested in this. Mercedes Monet versus Willow Nightingale. Um, Mercedes coming from New Japan, just signed. Don't think she's cleared yet, or she might just now be getting cleared. But I know everyone's been riding the back of Willow Nightingale because she's been that super over baby face. Everyone loves her. But you just have Mercedes coming in, and it really does tell a great story of how she's just, I guess, the CEO. She's come got all the money. She's come got all the attention, and she's going straight for the title while Willow had to fight to get there. I think it would be a smart idea for them to have Willow win this match.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't know if that's gonna happen because Mercedes, you know,
Yeah.
she's coming in, she wants to be the top dog, but I think we could see a type of feud to where we could have multiple title changes back and forth. You know, this
Hmm.
could be like a fight forever type feud just based on the situation on Mercedes' injury and how it went down the first time. It was she got injured in a match with Willow for the first ever New Japan Strong Women's Championship. So Mercedes was pretty upset about that, and obviously, in storyline, she's definitely been very upset about it. But
Hmm.
I think Willow's kind of handing it to her on the mic so far. So I think what the fans want to see from Mercedes is in the ring, and
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
kind of what they're clamoring for. So I think once we get Mercedes in the ring, that we're going to see the best of her, and that's just going to make the storyline way better. Just because she can tell stories in the ring probably better than almost any woman in AEW.
Very true. Very true. But you got to think about it. It's like Willow could become maybe, well, you say Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa are their biggest women's names in AEW history so far. But you give Willow a win like this,
Yeah,
and it really just builds up the fact that AEW isn't just about the top stars. It's about the people that people want to see win. And because she's gotten over organically, and it's a really cool story. It'd be a monumental moment for Willow to win. This could go down in history.
Yeah, and you could see the fans like getting behind Willow. Her
Mhm.
promos have been really strong lately, and like she's got like a story built in with Stat that they've been teasing a lot too. So I feel
Mhm.
like they could definitely go into that and maybe introduce a Britt Baker to have feud with Mercedes to take her attention away from the
Mhm.
title and have Willow keep going on as the champ because she's definitely like come out as a strong champion. I mean, I can't think of many female champions in the past to come out and cut the babyface promo like Willow has in recent weeks. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. The title division around the AEW Women's has been better recently than it has in a while.
Yeah.
I think that's for sure. And it really shows with the story they've been building between Mariah May and Toni Storm. You've had Toni Storm win this championship, defend it, never really have a true contender. Like she was never going to lose any of her matches. Like Abaddon, I think she fought, right? Or no, that
Yeah,
was
she
oh,
fought Abaddon, she fought
okay.
Deonna Purrazzo. I think she does a
Yeah.
good job of finding some transitional feuds that does
Mhm.
have some backstory and they can feed off of. And she's fighting Deeb at the upcoming pay-per-view. I think that'll be a pretty strong match. Deeb's very good in the ring, and she's coming back off of her seizure issues. So I think that'll be like a
Yeah.
good feel good crowd moment, her getting her title match. But
Mhm.
Tony, I don't know when she's dropping the title or if she should ever drop the title. She's just kicking
Oh,
butt right now. She's top of the game.
but I think we all know that it's going to be the classical teacher-student rivalry. They're slowly hinting at it, the turn from Mariah May, because I think we've all known for a while now that's going to be the feud that loses her the title probably if they want to give it to May. I mean, I kind of thought Mercedes was going to go straight there and take that title, but then they pushed her to TBS Championship with Willow Nightingale.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think maybe they do a turn. Maybe Mariah will not help Tony, and that's how she loses. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe Mariah will get the opportunity to actually beat Tony. And I feel like that would probably be the most satisfying because the fans are really getting behind Mariah. I know she has her teammate Mina Shakirawa. So I think that's her name. Her
Yeah,
first name is Mina. She's
yeah,
coming in, and they've been teaming a lot. And I've seen uh, it was Tony Schiavone kind of hinting at that she was leaning on Mina more than Tony, and so the teases have been good. I think it's gonna come in due time, but it's not gonna be too soon. So I'm excited to see who Tony faces in the next. Obviously, she's facing D, but
yeah.
it'll be exciting to see she's facing at Forbidden Door and All In coming up.
Oh, definitely for sure. But let's go from the AEW title, women's title, to the men's title. We've had the Mogul Embassy just turn on Swerve Strickland with Christian Cage becoming even stronger. Which this is actually becoming a pretty good build for their match at Double or Nothing. It's going to be everybody versus Swerve Strickland. Who's behind Swerve? Except Reginald? Or,
From Brett's Nana.
yeah,
Yeah.
Fresnana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think definitely it's always good to stack the deck against the babyface champ. I
Mm-hmm.
think Swerve's been cutting some pretty good promos. Christian's always gonna get the heat, so I think that was like a good smart way to get the heat by getting his own team to turn on him. And the Mogul Embassy was together, but on screen they weren't together every week, so it was good to break them up and have like a storyline reasoning for them not being together every week. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Nana was there whenever it happened either. So
Okay,
that was
makes
kind of like a
sense.
good. So like Nana wasn't there. Maybe Nana knew about it. Like we don't know. We're going to see.
Yeah, we don't. It's gonna be a pretty good match come Double or Nothing.
Yep.
Just makes you wonder: are they gonna do Swerve? I think are they gonna do Swerve versus Hangman? Is that when Swerve's gonna lose the title? Is it gonna be Osprey? Are they gonna push him that soon, or are they gonna have Osprey wait a little bit longer? It's gonna be interesting
Yeah,
to see.
it could be interesting. I don't know. I think we could see some like triple threats in there too. You know.
Maybe they've done a lot of triple threats recently, though.
Yeah.
So triple threats in WWE as well have been coming pretty prominent.
I
Feels
love triple threats. That's
they're
honestly
great.
like
Yeah,
my favorite match. So I'm cool with it.
fair enough. But Gotta talk about it. The learning tree. Chris Jericho's
Mhm.
new faction, his 700th faction in AEW at this point. Is it starting to get over? I saw some stuff on Twitter about it. Is it actually starting to get over?
I think it's pretty funny, but
Mm,
I think at this point, people are just so tired of Chris Jericho being on their screens just because he's been on TV for 30 years. So I think that's kind of mostly what's rubbing people the wrong way.
30 years.
But honestly, if I was Chris Jericho, I would try to wrap things up by the end of this year, just so to leave your legacy intact
Hmm.
because you don't want people for real turning. But I think the learning tree could be like a good way to send off Chris Jericho and maybe possibly Hook. I know him and Hook are in a feud right
Yeah.
now. They've been teasing it up. Hook's returning this Wednesday, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I think Chris Jericho he could have found his last final solid gimmick to call it a career.
I don't know the odds of this happening. Probably pretty slim. But what are the chances after this we do get a Chris Jericho retirement match in the WWE?
Never say never.
Never say never. I mean,
If the money's right, Jericho would probably do it.
that's true because he's probably going to
I don't
continue
know if he
doing
would do
his.
it because of the CM Punk stuff, though.
Oh,
Maybe not because of that.
you don't think it's going to be Punk versus Jericho
That would be
rematch from
funny.
WrestleMania?
That I don't even know if that would be a good match. We might need to
I
just leave
mean,
it in the
at that
past.
point, Jericho is going to be 70 years old. No,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't think it would be a good match, honestly, at
Yeah.
this point. No, unless they could tell a great story and just get it over so where it doesn't need to be a great match.
Yeah.
But
I
I
mean,
doubt they could do that.
it honestly, if they got past got through the match with no injuries, it'd probably be decent. But I don't know how many people are clamoring for a CM Punk versus Jericho match.
No one.
Yeah.
Who would be the perfect person to retire Jericho in the WWE? Because you already talked about Hook in AEW.
Maybe Kevin Owens.
I like that, yeah. That'd be
Yeah.
pretty good.
I love their feud and their team. Maybe them as a team facing maybe them versus like the Usos or something.
That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But getting on to next, they've had this going on for the past couple weeks. Edge fought Buddy Matthews a couple weeks ago. Buddy Murphy, I should say. It's not that anymore.
Yep.
That's right. Or is it Buddy Matthews now?
He's Buddy Matthews
It
now, but
is. I had it right first. Yeah.
yeah.
But he had him face them a couple weeks ago. Now he faced Brody King, and they just announced it. He's going to face Malachi Black.
Yeah, I think the match with Brody King was really good. They had like a callback to the Mick Foley spot at WrestleMania where he speared him through the table, but this time there was no fire. But I thought that was really cool. And I think a few weeks ago they misted Edge, so he's kind of been like having symptoms and like side effects and stuff. And so I think we might be seeing like a heel type Edge, but it will be more like a Daniel Bryan Wyatt family type heel to where he's under a spell under and so I could see him joining the House of Black for like a little bit
That
until
would be interesting.
yeah
It would help
maybe
get Malachi Black over.
yeah I agree.
I
And I
give him
think
something
maybe
to do.
Chris should come back and be like his father figure or something and save
Oh
Edge.
no, they're brothers, man. They can't be father. He can't be his father.
Yeah,
Oh
they're
my goodness.
brothers. My bad. I forgot about the kayfabe.
Yeah, kayfabe. You gotta keep kayfabe now in 2024.
Yep.
We're back with the 90s. Okay.
Yep. Shout out to the Brood.
Shout out to the bro. You saw that he wanted to bring Gangrel back for his 39 entrance
Yeah, they should
when
have
he
done it,
fought,
bro.
but they declined it.
Camaro. Yeah.
Maybe they'll do it in AEW.
Yeah, Gangrel's done some stuff with
He has,
AEW. I think
yeah.
he was like with the Bucks and whenever they were fighting the Hardys and stuff. So
Hmm. But I think the biggest storyline in AEW right now, the Elite versus Team AEW, you could say, because you have the FTR that were just joined by Brian Danielson and Eddie Kingston facing the Elite with. So what do you think?
yeah, I think they gotta hit this one out the park. You know,
Hmm.
I think it's strategically they're placing these guys on purpose. A lot of people are freaking out, saying like, "Why is Brian Danielson and why is Eddie Kingston in this match?" One, Bryan Danielson is like the most pro AEW guy they got, so he's perfect fit. And then
Hmm.
Eddie lost his title to Okada, so he
Yeah,
obviously wants revenge, so that makes sense too. And all the guys in that team, they're gonna go out there and they're gonna put on like the craziest match possible. I
very
think
true.
what I'm looking at the most is what's the story gonna be like at the end, because that's what everybody's gonna remember. So they're gonna have to come up with something good to keep the fans engaged and interested towards the next pay-per-view going on with the elite storyline and all that.
Hmm. Also, like to point out Jack Perry. He's also part of the elite.
Yeah,
Just
shout
I
out Jack
mentioned
Perry.
he had this little smile thing going on that he's trying to get over from when he made their return under the mask. Just pull it down, but and he had a smile going on, and it was going on viral. And then,
Yeah, it was kind of like the CM Punk meme.
yeah, kind
Yeah.
of is. But is there anything else from AEW you'd like to talk about, or
Um, they just I'm just excited for Double or Nothing. I think
yeah?
it should be a good show. And the main thing about AEW is just trying to keep things to the storylines. Like
Hmm.
I know a lot of stuff got blown out of proportion with the showing of the Punk footage and all that.
Hmm.
So I feel like as long as they stick to the wrestling and stop worrying about WWE, everything will be cool.
That's the thing. AEW pay per views, you're gonna get good wrestling matches on. I
Yeah.
mean, if Osprey's on a pay per view, you're gonna get a 5-star match guaranteed, basically.
If Osprey's on
Danielson,
any show, honestly, he's just that good.
yeah, he really is.
Yep.
Another thing. Some people may not like AEW. They'll criticize. They'll watch this and be like, "Oh my goodness, 30 minutes of AEW talk. Why would I watch that?" But it's also another thing. It's like you have those same people that'll be like, "Oh my goodness, I want this person to come from AEW to WWE." Like
Yeah.
a Wardlow. I know there's talks about him. There's been talks about him, or
Yeah.
a Ricky Starks because he's friends with Cody. If I'm
Best
thinking right.
friends with Cody, really close. Yeah.
But it's like they have those names that you really like and you really want to succeed. Not everybody can succeed in WWE. There's not
Yeah.
enough room. So we got to dream about a world where both of them are doing really well.
Yeah. And the contract season's coming up. People are going to
It is.
start jumping ship. Like, I feel like we're going to see some people from WWE that we're not expecting jump to. And then
Mm-hmm.
AEW is going to have Ricky Starks and Wardlow, and
Yep.
their contracts are coming up too. So
Well, those.
it'll keep things fresh and keep the
Mm-hmm.
rosters, you know,
Well, it was just announced a couple of days ago that Becky Lynch resigned. So that probably means Seth is resigned or
I
is
think
going to
Seth
resign.
was already announced. Yeah.
Okay. Drew McIntyre was announced to be resigned.
Yep.
So WWE, I know Owens is at the end of this year,
Yep.
but Owens said he wants to stay. So I don't
Yep.
think he's going to leave. Name from AEW, he's probably going to resign. Brian Danielson. I know he said that his contract ends before Wembley,
Yeah.
but that's his check bookmark match right there, checklist match he wants to do at Wembley. So
Yeah.
he's probably going to resign for the long haul.
I think we could see Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness. They've been kind of
Wow.
hinting at that for a while, so they've been wanting to do that in Wembley. I know Nigel hasn't done a match in like 10 years since he retired. Whenever
Oh,
he got injured in TNA, I think. So
no,
that's gonna be crazy.
it is. And the thing with these people coming back and forth from AEW to WWE, it gets us closer to seeing our dream matches.
Yep.
Which match do you want to see? Which is something that we're going to do in the future.
Yep.
We're going to want to do a Forbidden Door WWE AEW style. What dream matches would we want to see? Would we want to see a Roman versus Kenny Omega? Would that be a match? Or an Ilya Dragunov versus Takeshita?
Yeah, dude, that would be crazy.
Mm-hmm. There'd be
What
some
about
great.
what about the Bloodline versus the Elite?
I mean, hey, we're giving up that video. We can't just do that here in the
Yeah.
last minute of our video.
Yeah.
But with that being said, is there any final thoughts from you, Noah, about the
Um,
previous week of wrestling?
no, everything's going pretty good. I think the the pay-per-views are in 2 weeks. It's
Mm-hmm.
Double or Nothing and King of the Ring. So looking forward to that. I think the King of the Ring tournament's off to a good start. This could be
It
the
really
best
is.
WWE tournament in
Oh yeah,
years. So it's definitely WWE's cooking with that. So
since
excited.
like the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah, literally since the Cruiserweight Classic.
There's already talks that just this first round was already better than any other tournament, match quality wise. I mean, you had 2 matches that would probably be 5-star matches on pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Maybe 3. So it's like, it's definitely off to a great start.
That Ilya Ricochet match was top tier for sure.
It was. And I mean, Sheamus Gunther, obviously top tier.
Always.
And some other good matches on the show. But
yep.
That being said, guys, thanks for watching this podcast. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. And have a great rest of your day.